So we successfully managed to run our first migration with Flyway. Let's go ahead and inspect these two tables. So go ahead and type \d and then the actual table name. So let's go ahead and first inspect Flyway schema history. So right here, you can see that this is a table with the following columns. So installed rank, version, description, type, script, checksum, and then installed by, on, execution time, and success. So if I go ahead and select and then start from Flyway schema history and then add semicolon at the end, enter. And in fact, if I type \x and then if I clear the screen, run the same command again, you can see that right here, this was the actual script that was executed. So create student table, the type was SQL, the version, and then the installed rank. And right here, you can see that it was installed by Postgres. So this is the actual user, and success. So basically, this table includes information about every single migration that we run, and also includes this checksum. So that means that if, for example, you try to edit this file right here and add, for example, another table, or pretty much just change it, that means that the checksum will be different, and then Flyway will fail to apply the migrations because the file is completely different than what you have installed. So if you need to add any changes to your table or add more tables or add indexes, for example, you should do that in a new file. So let me show you what I mean. So if I open up IntelliJ and if I close this, so now let's go ahead and say that we, for example, wanted to increase the actual size of this varchar to, for example, 10. So if I restart the server, you can see that validated fail. So migration checksum mismatch. And that's because we already applied this migration and now we are changing the contents of it. And in cases where you need to alter your table, you need to create a new migration and use SQL. For example, alter table, alter column, and then change the size of the actual varchar, right? So I just want to show you, but we don't need to actually change the size. So if I run this, you should see that the checksum is the same. And there we go. We are up and running. Next, let me go ahead and show you exactly what do we have inside of our student table. So let me toggle the expanded display on and clear the screen, \d and then student, enter, and there we go. So now you can see that this is the information about our table. So we have these columns, these are the types, they are all not null, and we have an index by default for the actual student ID as well as for the email because it's unique. And right here you can see that we have the check constraints that we defined. So you can see that this information right here is the same as the one we have here. So let's go ahead and try to select from this table. So select star from, not groom, from, and then student, and that with semicolon, enter, and you can see that we have 0 rows. And that's because we haven't inserted any student into this table. And there we go. So if there was anything that you didn't understand, go ahead and drop me a message and I'll be able to assist. Next, let's go ahead and change this list that we have inside of our controller, so student controller. So this list, let's go ahead and change the implementation to connect to our database and retrieve the students inside of the table called student.